And we are live. India chasing down 193, well, 58 for 4 after a terrible late session yesterday. But it's all in our hands with 6 wickets to go for England to try and knock us out quickly here. Ben Stokes continues from yesterday. Here's the first ball to Rishabh Pant. And it's a watchful defense. It's a quick run taken. I'm already getting PTSD after Rishabh Pant got run out just before lunch yesterday. Well, we know what a partnership Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul had to just give us that platform to try and attack England. What we did so well, I thought yesterday was bold. I mean, I was expecting England to score somewhere between 220, maybe even 250 for us to chase, but to get them sub 200 just shows you how brilliant our bowling lineup has been. There's been a lot of talk about picking up 20 wickets, and we're doing that regularly with and without Bumrah. So that's the most important thing for us, I feel. We've got a great platform here. Yesterday was terrible. I mean, the cricket we played, Yashasvi Jaiswal's shot, I cannot explain. I mean, why would you do that early on against Archer? I mean, yes, you want to establish your dominance, but that was a poor decision. But here's Ben Stokes' final delivery of his over, which began yesterday, and KL Rahul just decides to withdraw his bat. Ben Stokes really is a game changer, and I fully expect him to have a word today. I can't imagine this chase to be straightforward because of pressure. If we are to lose a couple of wickets early on, then you know that England will be in business. They'll be hounding us around, and then pressure will start to. Good thing is our 3 all-rounders, that is Nitish Reddy, Washington Sundar, and Ravindra Jadeja, all contributed heavily in the first innings. I mean, 125 runs between the 3 of them. That's brilliant. We need something of that ilk in case this partnership doesn't work out. As long as Pant is there, I'll be very curious to see what his approach will be, because we don't have any rush here. No rush whatsoever. Under 135 to chase, 6 wickets in hand. 134 rather, 6 wickets in hand. Jofra Archer, he got just the 1 wicket in the first innings. He's picked up Yashasvi in the second. He'll be raring to go after a good night's sleep here. And then picking up 4 wickets was, that was a huge momentum shift for England just before stumps. I mean, we were just hoping that maybe you could just take a couple of wickets maybe. Karun Nair's dismissal was so disappointing. And Shubman Gill's. I mean, Shubman Gill never looks set at any point during his very short innings. But now we have Rahul and Pant, 2 different styles for us. But Jofra Archer steaming in here. Was drifted towards the pads, and Rishabh Pant is looking to play. He's feeling it. You can see that. And he will feel the jolts because Jofra bowls with some pace. And Rishabh's left hand, by the looks of it, really is still struggling after that fielding effort against Jasprit Bumrah's ball, which went down the leg side. Dhruv Jurel has stepped in and done all the wicket-keeping duties, but batting still has to go to Rishabh Pant. There's a bit of a gap after to the next test, so we really hope that Pant can recover for that. I don't mind the combination though. Jurel keeping. It's down the leg side again. Might be getting boundary here, and it is. It's a boundary early on here, and it's to Rishabh Pant, where Jofra Archer's bowled 2 deliveries in the similar ilk. It was full, and it was drifting down the leg stump, and Rishabh Pant with a very clever glance for the morning's first boundary. Just what we needed. Just ticks that over, brings the required score to 130. I'm expecting India, if all said and done, to wrap this up before or just after lunch. I mean, before lunch would be a little too, I would say, hopeful, but after lunch, surely. And it's a watchful defense there by Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant really played a brilliant counter-attacking innings, didn't he, in the first? The way he just took the game away from England. England were completely running out of ideas heading into lunch in day 3, and then that run out, it made absolutely no sense as to why you would attempt that run, except for KL Rahul trying to get his 100 before lunch. And we have to stop obsessing over accolades, man. Just play the situation. Can you imagine if KL and Rishabh had batted about 15, 20 overs after lunch. We'll be having a lot more of a comfortable game. But now they have a chance to put things right here. Here's Archer. Rishabh Pant's defense is very solid. You can see that every time he defends, that left hand just comes off. You can feel it. He'll have to battle through the pain. It's not going to be easy, especially with Jofra Archer steaming in and bowling those missiles at him. Good pace, really good bounce. He catches him high, almost on the handle there. Jofra really is a game changer. I mean, the way he bowls almost feels like England have a chance every time he's there. Gives us similar vibes to Bumrah, doesn't he? Like when Bumrah has the cherry in his hand, we are a different team. Here's Archer. Good delivery there, right into the block hole. He's testing Rishabh Pant, making him play every delivery that he won't mind the boundary. He just wants to make it as uncomfortable as possible for Rishabh Pant here early on. Ben Stokes in the background, just feel that he will have a huge part to play as they look to try and knock off India here. They need 6 wickets, 6 very good deliveries. I would say 6, but I don't even count our number 9, 10 and 11 in terms of giving us anything with the bat, but still have depth going here. Archer to finish. Good delivery, watchful defense by Rishabh Pant. Gets a boundary off it. It's 63 for 4 after 19 overs. The 2 quick overs have been bowled, and India have navigated this well. And it's just that first half an hour where we have to make sure there's absolutely no incident. This might be the boring stream ever, but I don't care. I want to see India just almost block out everything, take the odd single, just keep that scoreboard moving. Don't just retreat completely into the defensive shell and nothing silly. And I say that with Rishabh Pant out there in the middle. At some point, he's going to give them the charge. It's just when. So he has to curtail. He has to pull back his natural instincts. But you just know that it's just a matter of time before he decides to step out and do something that Rishabh Pant can only do. KL Rahul now facing Ben Stokes into the 20th over this. Good shot there through the covers. A diving effort will not stop the ball, but deep cover just comes across. A couple of easy runs here. Scoreboard moving. Not bad for us. The boundary of Jofra Archer for Rishabh Pant, and this 2 through the covers from KL Rahul. Rahul played a brilliant knock. I mean, that 100 in the first innings was special. It was very patient. He played the situation. He got the runs. He made that partnership with Rishabh Pant. The disappointing part was how quickly he got out soon after making that 100. I mean, and it was to Shoaib Bashir as well. It wasn't a snorter from one of the fast bowlers. That was a disappointing way. But like I said before, there's a lot of time to make amends here. Again, Stokes is going full here to KL Rahul. He keeps wanting him to drive here. They've got 3 slips by the looks of it, and they will keep tempting Rahul. Rahul should be leaving most of these. He's shown patience. This has been a more quicker innings for KL Rahul. I thought he was very aggressive yesterday in the close session, and that was very good for us. He took down the loose deliveries, 35 or 50 in a chase. We'll take it. Pant, on the other hand, he's got his early boundary. Here's Ben Stokes now. Watchful leave there from KL Rahul. You know Ben Stokes, he's got both those deliveries, the one that hoops away and the one that he brings back into the right-hander. So he will prefer, I think, bowling to KL Rahul over Rishabh Pant. But he has more of a chance of getting Rishabh Pant out because it's almost like an alpha versus alpha clash where Pant does not want to back down, and Ben Stokes is their main alpha, especially when it comes to both facets of the game. So that is going to be a very interesting battle. I think KL should be a lot more sensible with Ben Stokes. He's going to keep tempting him. There he goes. It's watchfully played and a quick single being taken, keeping the scoreboard moving here. Rahul is not retreating into his shell here. He's very much looking to pick the runs off when available. Good start to the morning this for India. Just about 10 minutes into the first session, final day, and after the heroics in 2021 at Lord's, where we gave them 60 overs of absolute hell, it's good to see that we're having to do it in the chase factor this time to get back-to-back victory at Lord's. Rishabh Pant always seems to be there. I mean, He has played some massive innings, hasn't he, in the series already? 200s, 70 in this first innings. He likes the big occasions. Again, it's just kept a touch low on that occasion, but Ben Stokes is always going to challenge the stumps because he knows of that maybe that bit of uneven bounce in day 5. If Rishabh Pant misses one, Ben Stokes might get it. It was very disappointing to see how Akashdeep got out last night. He's tried his very best, waited till the very end. What's your take about the night watchman? I mean, you don't see England doing that. See Australia sometimes sending out Nathan Lyon. We have been guilty of doing that far too many times, but we wanted to protect and bring Pant with an extra evening's rest, and that would have definitely worked in our favor. Final delivery, watchful from Pant, sent back by Rahul. 20 overs gone at 66 for 4. India, very steady. I like this from Ben Stokes, I gotta say. I mean, he's taking that first session with Jofra Archer, 2 different kinds of bowlers, of course, but it gives India 2 different problems to solve. I thought Bryden Cars bowled wonderfully well in the final session yesterday. The breakthroughs that he got, crucial moments as well. He was just hitting the deck hard, bowling that, but they've got Jofra to do that. And then Ben Stokes just gives India just another problem to solve. Just want that first session to go incident-free. I mean, that is India's main objective in the final day at Lord's. I mean, can you imagine going into the 4th test with that 2-1 lead? Jasprit Bumrah may not be playing that test. So to go into that 4th test with the lead would be priceless for us. Well, this is good cricket here. It's Jofra Archer versus Rishabh. It's KL Rahul, rather. Archer will be bringing the heat. Make no mistake about it. I think he bowled one of his fastest spells ever in the first innings. Every delivery was over 90 miles an hour. England have waited 4 years for Jofra Archer to represent them in all whites, so they want him to make that big impact. Here's Archer to Rahul, and Rahul with a safe leave. They have planned to have Mark Wood and Jofra Archer fit and ready for the Ashes, which they prefer. I mean, they have that rivalry, but for them to lose back-to-back series at home to India is damaging, because when they go to Australia, they really do struggle. So it's a tough end to the year for England. Joe Root started finding a bit of form, which is a bit concerning for us. Still got 2 sets. I still think that Joe Root has a big innings in him against us. Fuller delivery. Rahul jams that out and takes another quick single. Rishabh Pant, 5 of 9 deliveries. Still very much in his crease. He hasn't done anything daft so far. He is feeling that hand, isn't he? I mean, especially with Jofra's extra pace, it just makes that a little bit more painful to block. I'll be very curious to see the first time Pant actually opens up and tries to go for something a lot more expansive. How does he react then? Because I think once he gets that first shot away, confidence might come back. And he steps out straight down the ground. Brilliant from Rishabh Pant. It's almost like waiting to explode, isn't he? That was brilliant. I mean, someone of Jofra Archer's pace, he just steps down the ground. What a shot. Look at the connection down this. Brilliant. Takes it on the full. You can see his one-handed just releases the bottom hand. He's just a ridiculous cricketer, man. There is no substitute to Rishabh Pant. I don't care how many runs he scores, but you can't coach this. You cannot train. You cannot teach this. You either have it or you don't. And it's a watchful defense here. 9 of 11 deliveries. He's got 2 boundaries of Archer already. And that will play on the back of Jofra's mind here. And India motoring along here. 71 for 4. 122 away. Washington Sundar had a very cheeky comment yesterday saying we're going to wrap it up swiftly. And I think Sky Sports tried to get something like a clip off him, you know what I say, in case it doesn't work in our favor. Said, yeah, just before lunch or definitely after lunch, something in that ilk. Washi, man, what a sensational 4-wicket spell. Oh, Jofra Archer has cleaned up Rishabh Pant. Well, we are getting far too comfortable there. Jofra Archer, well, he is box office, isn't he? He has cleaned up Rishabh Pant in the most brutal manner. Well, Pant was feeling it, but you just felt that a bit of confidence might be coursing through his waves. Look at this, a touch fuller. I thought he just brings his length back a little bit. Rishabh has played his shot. He's nowhere near that. And the off stump goes castling away. And just when it looked like India are having a comfortable start, Jofra strikes. 71 for 5, and India have lost half their side, and we haven't even got half the runs yet. Is this going to be an unbelievable choke job from India, or can our all-rounders just steady us here? Jaddu, I'm sure, will be getting in here. The two experienced heads for India, Jadeja and KL Rahul, looking to build a partnership and just trying to steady the ship once again. Jofra Archer, do you expect anything less from him? As you said, he struggled in that first innings, but he's just trying to get his rhythm back. You always know that someone who bowls as quick as him, I mean, you can never write them off. 71 for 5. I'm nervous. It's uncomfortable. But we knew that it was going to be uncomfortable. It was never going to be straightforward. It never is with our team. But with England, they always look to win the test match. That has always been their approach. Whether they are chasing or they're looking to protect or knock us off, they're a team on the front foot. Look at Jadeja with an average of 36.36 and 3,636 test runs. 3636, 3636. Uncanny. Here he is now against Jofra. Flick off the pads. Might get a couple. He'll just stick to one though. Gets off the mark and gets off strike. Jofra Archer, he'll stay on strike after he getting absolutely hit down the ground by a dancing Rishabh Pant. 2 balls later, he gets his revenge in tremendous fashion, knocking the off stump of Rishabh Pant. India have lost half their side. KL Rahul and Ravindra Jadeja, both players who got very good scores in the first innings. KL with the 100, Jaddu with the 70 plus. And now we're looking like we need another big performance from them. We still have Reddy and Washi after this. So I do feel a bit safe because of that extra batting depth that we do have. But England will feel that they're in business. They need just another wicket just to send a few trembles down the Indian change room. That margin of error just keeps decreasing with every wicket for us. Rahul has been watchful, yet very much on the front foot here. 37 of 54 for him. Jaddu getting off the mark at his first delivery. 72 for 5 after 21 overs. What a session this has been already. Here's Ben Stokes again. Fuller delivery. Jaddu tries to hit that down the ground there. Well, the two all-rounders, the two top all-rounders in world cricket going up against each other here. Ben Stokes and Jadeja. Someone was talking about how Jadeja doesn't get the respect that he deserves, and especially in Test cricket, because he doesn't get picked too much overseas. But we're looking at Jofra's ball to Rishabh Pant. Pant was nowhere near that. He's just beaten by sheer pace. It can happen to the best of them. Jofra Archer has got 2 wickets and 2 dangerous wickets. Jaiswal early on and Pant before he settled in. Stokes bowling that right on top of off stump, and Jadeja with a watchful defense. This has got to be a grind for India. It's never going to be easy. We're not going to just breeze through it before lunch. Might just have to battle this session out. But it's very important we keep that scoreboard moving. Again, we have a bit of depth, but 121 runs, final day, pressure, Lords, a lot could go wrong. Gautam Gambhir watches on with a forlorn look on his face. Ben Stokes completing half his over here. Goes for the short delivery, well ducked by Jaddu. There's been a lot of happening in the world of sports. I mean, Wimbledon yesterday was what a performance by Yannick Sinner. I mean, expected that to probably go 5-setters, knowing how their clash at Roland Garros went. But the way Sinner lost at the French Open, it just felt that there was no chance that he was going to let Carlos Alcaraz do the same again. Especially when he went 2-1 up, he just felt that he was just going to finish him off. And finish him off he did. World number one, now with a few accolades behind his back here. He's looking like a very, very solid player and someone that he can rival Carlos Alcaraz. Back to the cricket though. Jadeja 104. Down the leg side, Ben Stokes with a half-hearted appeal. Get the single. Well, Jaddu and Rahul, they've been in tough situations before. They would have known how to absorb the pressure and that momentum that England have. That's exactly the wicket they were looking for. That's the wicket they would have been planning for all of last night. How to get Rishabh Pant out early. And they've done that with Jofra Archer. And now they can have a real good look at India's lower middle order, and hopefully I don't see the lower order at any time. I do not want to see the tail enders. India have to finish it before that. Here's Stokes, 73 for 5 here. Nicely played off the back foot. Plays that late down the gully region. He guides that nicely. Third man wasn't present. A deep point had to make that run all across. He gets that away. Ken Rahul stays positive here. Every time he gets an opportunity of taking runs, seems to be on it. This is very positive from him. I think he'll be disappointed with the way the partnership between him and Pant ended in the first innings and how he got out soon after. He'll be determined to have one of these knocks where he can see India through. Still a long way to go. England have dangerous bowlers. I think Bryden Carse will be raring to go at some point here. They're just waiting for the captain to throw him the cherry. Coming off the back of 2 wickets, he would have been disappointed he didn't get a first crack here, but can you argue against your skipper, Ben Stokes? Wide delivery, Rahul leaves that go. 22 overs gone, 75 for 5 India. We're going to see Jofra Archer again, that's for sure. They've got him fit and ready. They want him to bowl, and he'll be full of confidence after knocking off Rishabh Pant. It was always going to be stressful. We knew it was going to be stressful. The first 15 minutes was just seeming like box office cricket. I mean, Rishabh Pant went down the track, hitting Jofra straight down the ground. Then Jofra Archer, like any top fast bowler, having absolutely none of that, and getting him back 2 balls later. So that was a brilliant battle. It was a short battle. They're hoping for a bit more fireworks, but Rishabh Pant was struggling. He really was. I mean, he realized that he couldn't defend without feeling pain. So he felt that he might have to hit his way out of trouble. On that occasion, he was trying to actually block or not go after Jofra Archer. Archer gets the ball to nip in. And Pant will have to watch the rest of the chase like the rest of us. 118 required for India. Looking at the batting card, it's pretty dismal from an India point of view. I mean, Jaiswal 0, Karun 14. Karun's dismissal was so curious. Shubman Gill 6, Akashdeep 1, Pant 9. I mean, it's a very poor reading. It's not the way that you want to approach a chase of under 200. Jadeja and Rahul making sure that they might slow the pace of the game. England will have all that momentum. They got the wicket that they were looking for in this first session. It came quicker than even they would have expected. The Jadeja 1 of 6 here. He's also looking to get on the front foot here. He's not just looking to, but his approach to Archer will be very curious to see because Archer has got 5 deliveries to set him up here. Oh, it's fast and it's beautiful. Just nips away from the left-hander. Again, that's the length, man. It's beautiful from Archer. I'd love to see the seam position on that one once it hits the deck. Just shapes away. It's a beautiful delivery. Look at this. It tempts Ravindra Jadeja just to prod at it. It's just leaves him. It's a good thing Jadeja just gets his bat out of the way. See the slip cordons. They'll be in action here. They'll know that any sort of nick, the ball will carry to them with real pace. Oh, takes a bit of a nick there. He's played that late with soft hands. He'll get the boundary down to third man. Jadeja gets his first boundary. Again, it's Archer just varying his bounce on that occasion. That one just kept a touch low on that occasion. Just opens the face of the blade. Let's have a look here. Don't think it was as deliberate as he had wanted it to, but because he plays it with soft hands, it rolls along the ground past the slip cordon for a boundary. Well, having lost Rishabh Pant early, you still have gotten boundaries off early on, and that's a good sign for us. 114 required. Bring that down to below 100 as quickly as possible. Jofra comes back with one right into the ribs. Well defended there by Jadeja. The combination of Jofra Archer and Ben Stokes trying to create as many openings as possible for England. They know that the initiative is on them. They have to knock us over. There's no way they can protect this throughout the course of the day. They could, but you know what I mean? I mean, if it reaches that point where our tailenders are there, I fancy England, even if they have to protect around 20, 25 runs, if those three are remaining for us, I would not bet on India at that point. So I think we can afford to lose one more wicket, and then it starts to get really uncomfortable. This has been solid from Jadeja and Rahul. Risk-free cricket, but still getting runs on the board. 114 required, and Jofra Archer's over has been played without incident. Shoaib Bashir hasn't taken the field here. I'd be very interested to see whether or not he does get to roll his arm on the final day. A few cracks maybe appearing on the Lord's deck. Fuller delivery, worked off the pads nicely. Onto the onside, he'll just get a single and he'll keep strike. 23 overs gone. It's 80 for 5. Steady over after Jofra Archer came once again with some heat. Is this the time that maybe England decide to bring on Bryden Cars? I'd be very curious to see whether or not Jofra Archer gets one more over after this. Pretty sure Stokes will continue at the other end, or will he try to keep Jofra Archer and Bryden Cars maybe bowling 2 or 3 overs in tandem here? They have to try and break through this partnership because they know that if they break through here, they're very much in business. That, what do you say, that favorite meter, they say that might have been just in favor of India. I would say it's 50-50, man. I would not say India favorites here. But if England are to get another breakthrough, I think that 50-50 goes in favor of England. And we've gotten 2 wickets in the first session. Wow. Let's hope that none of that happens and India continue to play sensibly. And it's Ben Stokes again. Yeah, fully expected Stokes to continue at the other end. He wants to front load here. Front load, I mean, take that responsibility on his shoulders. He doesn't want to be on the sidelines watching on. He wants to affect the game with the ball in hand. He's gone to just about 3 and over, picking up that wicket yesterday off Akashdeep. That was a good delivery. So unfortunate for Akashdeep, who's got very good defense. That flick of Archer in the first innings from Akashdeep was absolutely ridiculous. Even Jofra Archer's face was, that was priceless. He did not expect it. Nobody expected it. Akashdeep was confident and he just flicks that off, but he gets an absolute peach by Ben Stokes. $113 required for India. 80 for 5. KL Rahul still steady at 39 of 56. He's looking to just play that role of the anchor, the senior man. He's had a good series. KL Rahul always under pressure when he's representing India, but I think the way that he's added that balance with Yashasvi Jaiswal at the top of the order brings a lot, not just in terms of batting style, but personality too. Here's Stokes now to Jadeja. It's watchful from Jadeja, and it's a quick single, good running between the wickets there. Every run matters, and doing it in risk-free fashion is exactly what you want to see. You don't want to see anything in the air, hanging anywhere in the night sky. Just want India to play everything along the ground. Jadeja has been positive. I mean, there's been a lot of criticism about his strike rate. Maybe he doesn't, once he does come in, he just looks to just get stuck in rather than give his wicket away, because he knows how valuable he is with the bat. Because once he's in, he's a solid source of runs. So he likes to put a price on his wicket, and I respect that. I want to see that. Another one who does that is Washington Sundar. I mean, his defense is just rock solid. Doesn't want to get anything through. Rahul punches that, but no real venom on it. Again, they're just trying to negate this early session here. Jofra Archer and Ben Stokes, if they go about 4 or 5 overs each without really not producing another moment, I mean, you just gave Jofra Archer a bit of encouragement. Ben Stokes yet to get some this morning. But you've seen what Jofra Archer did. It's the effort ball. It's the quicker one that slips through. Can always yield success. Ben Stokes, again with the bat, has been very underwhelming. With the ball, he's always solid. I think he's starting to feel too much pressure with the bat. It almost feels like he's just waiting for that big runs, but it just seems to have deserted him. He's still valuable, he's still reliable, getting you that solid 30, but you want big scores from Ben Stokes. Oh, that's a peach. That's a beauty. That's nipped in. Stokes asked the question, and India get away with this one. England, for sure, with 3 reviews remaining, is probably going to take this. But Joe Root isn't convinced. What a ball this is from Joe Root. And Stokes is going to call it. It's a captain's call. And he has every right to do so, because it's KL Rahul who's been beaten by the swing here. Again, it hoops in really late. Rahul was beaten in the air. Ben Stokes is on his haunches. KL Rahul's heart must be beating through the roof. How about this? It's pitched outside off. No problem with that. How about the height? Let's hit him on the flap of the back pad. So height may be coming into question. And because the umpire didn't give it out, I think Rahul might get away with this one, because I think if it is hitting the stumps, it just might be umpire's call. You want that call to go against for you, because umpire's call can always be so cruel. Let's have a look here. It's caught him on the back pad. That looks pretty plumb. I think he's out. Yeah, he is gone. Ben Stokes has dismissed KL Rahul, and India are reeling. 81 for 6. This is just turning into my personal nightmare. I say that personal, but the entire country will be feeling the same thing. Ben Stokes gets the encouragement that he was looking for this morning. It's a brilliant delivery. Look, both wickets that Jofra and Ben Stokes have gotten have been outstanding deliveries. It has beaten both our batsmen. Rishabh Pant first, where he was castled, and KL Rahul crashing into the pads. And as per DRS, it was looking like it was just going to be hitting middle and leg rather. KL Rahul disappointed. India in all sorts of trouble now at 81 for 6. I can only shake my head. Cannot believe it. I mean, you just knew England were going to throw the kitchen sink at us. They've thrown it, and our knees have buckled. So we have Jadeja now. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nitish Kumar Reddy to keep that left-right balance. England will have their bit between their teeth now. They are definitely smelling blood here at this moment. They can taste it. It's all on India to try and turn this momentum away. And the problem is, if we go into our shell where we're not scoring runs at all, because remember in the first innings, Reddy took 20 deliveries to get off the mark. He cannot do it this time. Yes, he has to put a price on his wicket, but he cannot afford. Well, it's not Reddy. It's a very surprising decision. I'm not very surprised because of Washington Sundar's expertise with the bat, but I don't mind this decision really. It's Washington Sundar and Ravindra Jadeja. Both are left-handed all-rounders looking to just steady the ship here. The ship has been rocked a couple of times with some heavy blows. First by Jofra Archer and then Ben Stokes. Final delivery of what has been a brilliant Ben Stokes over. Just the one run and the crucial wicket of KL Rahul steaming in here up against Washington Sundar. And it's a solid defense. It's 81 for 6 after 24. Well, the 7 overs we've seen in the first session has been nothing short of a blockbuster start, and it's all gone England's way. India have gotten few runs, a couple of boundaries in our favour, but other than that, England have gotten exactly what they were looking for. Wickets before lunch. The wicket of Pant really did give them that energy, and just felt that Pant wasn't going to last too long. Saw the way that he decided to go after Jofra Archer. You just knew that he's not going to be physically able to block all the deliveries that he needed to, because every time he did block, you just felt that left hand coming off. So it's going to be very challenging for us. Mental resolve, fortitude, all those buzzwords, the cliches, everything to do with the mind has to be in play here for India. We've got experience and 2 young guns here. Washington Sundar and Nitish Kumar ready to try and take us home here. It's Jofra Archer. Oh my goodness. Look at that for a first delivery. They have to get the speed gun out immediately. Whenever Archer's bowling, I have to see his speed. I mean, I'm going to pay a closer attention now because he's gotten 4 overs away now in the first session. Yep, not showing the speed gun for Jofra Archer it's not right. Fix up. No, India's batting card just looks like a car crash here. KL Rahul with 39, Karun Nair with 14, and nobody else getting into double digits. Shocking, absolutely shocking. $111 required for India to take a 2-1 series lead here. Washington Sundar and Ravindra Jadeja looking to just start to steady things. Oh, he might have gone chasing after it. Jofra, again, he's bowling that towards the ribcage area. Washington just trying to feather that. Has to be careful. Cannot be giving away sloppy wickets here. Like I said, the 2 balls that they bowled, fair play, Beating our batsmen with absolutely no clue. There's not much more you can say about that, but cannot give away anything loose, especially chasing outside the off stump, something out of the ordinary. Just have to keep discipline. Here's Washi, watchful. Gully is well positioned there. 2 slips in a gully for Jofra Archer. He'll be looking to get this maiden over. Just start to put a bit of pressure, make Washington Sundar wait as long as possible to get off the mark. They're showing that Ben Stokes dismissal. He was convinced. There was no way that they were not going to take the review because they had 3. Look at Stokes' reaction while appealing and when he got the decision in his favor. He was absolutely stoked. Forgive the pun, but he was buzzing, and rightfully so. That's called making a difference. As captain, it might have just chipped in. Jofra Archer's taken a blinder. Washington Sundar has been caught in bowl by Jofra Archer. Oh, somebody wake me up from this nightmare. Washington Sundar, promoted ahead of Nitish Kumar Reddy, has taken an absolute blinder of a catch of his own bowling. You can see they are squared up. He's just chipped it tentatively to all. Oh, what a catch this is from Jofra. It is magnificent. I mean, bowling at that pace with the full follow-through, he still managed to keep his balance and his poise. It's going from bad to the worst. The absolute worst. It hasn't even reached the worst part. It's gone straight to the worst. Washington Sundar departs for 0, and our final hope is walking out to bat here. It's Nitish Kumar Reddy and Ravindra Jadeja, and we need 111 now, and that seems like a mountain to climb. How have we gotten ourselves into this position? It's absolutely baffling. But it's just brilliant cricket from England. You have to tip your hat off. Jofra Archer cleaning up Rishabh Pant early on. Stokes getting KL Rahul. And then Jofra Archer off his very own bowling, pulling out an absolute stunning catch to dismiss Washington Sundar. I can only shake my head. How have we reached this situation? Man, this makes no sense. It started off so well. Rishabh Pant got that boundary of Archer. KL Rahul was looking compact. Both of them just been beaten by sheer pace, man. And that's what pace does. Even on a fifth-day pitch, and there's nothing there really for the fast bowlers. Real pace. If you can get that ball to talk. Jofra Archer picked up 1 wicket in the first innings. He's picked up 3 and 3 crucial wickets. He is bowling absolute heat here, and the first delivery to Nitish Kumar is a snorter there. Well, England are getting chirpy around Nitish Kumar Reddy, and rightfully so. They have absolutely every reason to go after him. You see how India are when we are trying to defend and protect. England are going to give us a taste of our own medicine. What a ball that is first up. Good work there by Reddy to get out of the way, to really bend his back. When Jofra Archer, when he doesn't bowl effort deliveries, he's still clocking in 85, 87 miles an hour. That's how dangerous he is. Look at that. Straight from his follow-through. He's asking Nitish to go after him. And Reddy with a very solid defense. Well, once again, Jofra Archer's over turns out to be box office. India are 82 for 7. And we are rocked. We're very much on the back foot. And England, for sure now, feel like they're favourites. Well, I thought the stream was going to be short, sweet, and happy, because India might have just completed the run chase. Instead, it is short, it's sweet, but it's just turning out to be the absolute opposite of what we were expecting. I have an uncle and a cousin of mine who have tickets for day 5. They're at Lord's. They were hoping to, both of them don't really drink, but they were hoping to pop the champagne, metaphorically, because they were ready to celebrate. And getting to go to Lord's is a bucket list item, of course. Getting to see India win at Lord's would have been special, but now they're witnessing the nightmare with us. But we need Jadeja and Nitish Kumar Reddy to just bring a bit of calm, a bit of common sense to our innings. 110 required. Gautam Gambhir watching along powerlessly here. Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj's expression tells the whole story here. He is sweating. He's absolutely bricking it, because he would have expected that I'm not going to put my pads on today. You guys please do the job. Well, he knows there's a real possibility that he has to kit up. Jofra Archer justifying his selection. I mean, nobody really questioned that. England would have been just happy that he's part of the setup. If Jofra Archer is a problem from one end, Ben Stokes at the other is equally problematic. Here's Stokes now. It's straight. It's a very good delivery. Watchfully played by Nitish. He is looking to attack the stumps. Ben Stokes, that's where he gets a lot of the joy. He's not going to get the ball to really bounce like Jofra Archer. If he does want to get the ball to bounce, he has to put in that extra effort, has to bend that back. He's not doing that. He's just trying to push these ones quicker. Ready with a 30 average. what I would do for 30 runs of Nitish Kumar's bat. It would be priceless for us. And it's watchful. It's a quick single taken. Has to hurry, and he makes it. It's good that from Nitish Reddy. Took all about 20 balls to get off the mark in the first innings. Takes 4 in the second. Jadeja and Nitish Kumar Reddy, both at different stages of their Indian career, both all-rounders, both looking to make an impact. Or the way Nitish bowled in the first innings was brilliant. I mean, he was pretty much a passenger in the second test. He did a bit of cardio session, and that was it. It was good to see him make an impact with the ball. Then with the bat, he played a useful innings, but we need him to come up clutch here. 109 required. India 84 for 7. Reeling here. Here goes Ben Stokes. Good delivery. Drops that shot, but Jaddu plays that with soft hands and gets the single. If you have to do it in singles, so be it. 108 singles, run it. Run each and every one of them. What is that? 109 deliveries? You can absolutely do that. A dot ball, a single. It's the only tactic that India have to use here. Even if they feel that they're seeing something too good to resist or it's too good to be true, to try and flash outside the off stump, go against that instinct. Oh, it's a beauty again by Stokes. He's looking to just clip the top of off stump here. 144 Ks from Ben Stokes on that delivery. Look at that. Even Bumrah isn't bowling at that pace these days, and what a delivery that is. That is so close. You can see from Jamie Smith, the keeper's expression there. Yep. Kumar thought about playing it. He withdrew his bat at the very last second. I can only shake my head as to how we find ourselves in this position here. Good play again by Nitish Kumar Reddy. Just takes the single. He'll keep the strike. India 86 for 7. We need 107 still. That seems like a lot of runs for a lower order to do here. Like I said, if you are to put Akashdeep, Bumrah and Siraj with their scores together, you're not getting 50 runs between the three of them. Let's be honest. 50 is far too much. We won't get 20 of them. So this is the partnership, and if England break this, they go on to win this. It's as simple as that. This partnership, everything weighs on it. The entire hopes, the entire series feels like, because like I mentioned before, there's a very good chance that Jasprit Bumrah won't play the next test. So it's a risk. It's a big risk. But India at 86 for 7. This test match has had pretty much everything, hasn't it? We saw the coming of age of Shubman Gill as captain, showing that aggression at the end of day 3, that last over drama. Everybody loved that. That was box office stuff. Both Crawley and Shubman Gill finger pointing at each other. Gill had to make himself known with the bat in the second innings. It went absolutely against him. And now we're finding ourselves in this situation where Nitish takes a quick single, has to hurry, and he does. Applauded, and the thumbs up from Reddy. Well, both these players are absolutely fit. They've had a good night's rest. They would have just wanted to make sure that they will have to. Like I said, we might have to do this in singles. Let's take that complete risk element out. If you're England, do you try and stop the singles here? Because I don't see India going after either Archer or Stokes anytime soon. So if England are to try and stop these singles, it just starts to build a bit of pressure on India. Especially of Archer's bowling. I don't see any one of them looking to go after him. I'll be very surprised. I mean, it would be ludicrous at this stage to go after Jofra Archer. Oh, he's caught the pads. He's asked the question. I think it's just drifting down leg stump. But it's just sheer pace, isn't it? It's just pace that's beating these guys. He's firing that towards the stumps. Jamie Smith was convinced too that it was just drifting down leg. Let's have a look here. Again, he's pushed that with pace. Yep. It's hit him high on the back leg. Archer was convinced. He was half celebrating too, but it's almost like he doesn't know what kind of bounce he generates because of that pace and the release of his action. Good steep bounce again. Jaddu plays that with soft hands down to gully, but no run on that occasion. Well, we just might have to play maiden overs of Jofra Archer. It's that simple. Yeah, they're finally talking about his pace here. 89, 90, 88, 90, 92.2, and 92.1. That is his previous over. That is rapid. He's throwing absolute heat. Not just a couple of deliveries, consistently. It's got 3 for 35. It's got India on the... Oh, again, it's a short ball, and Jamie Smith can't keep hold of that. And we were talking about how we're going to get boundaries of Jofra Archer. That's the way. Wide and fours. We'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. And India now 101 away. Like I mentioned, we're not going to get 4 off the bat of Jofra Archer anymore. Look at the bounce that he's generating there. Jaddu does well to get his helmet out of the way, and Jamie Smith at full stretch just manages to get a glove on it, but such is the pace of Jofra Archer's deliveries. Races away to the boundary. Here's Jofra again down the leg side. Jaddu calling for 2. I think they should just stick to 1. Good work by Jamie Smith, though. Well, it's a productive Jofra Archer over. 6 runs from his over. We'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. We are 100 away from a famous victory and repeating, going back to back at Lord's. It's a tall order, man. 100 runs with 3 wickets remaining. I am not confident. I am not confident at all, but I'm hopeful. I'm putting the trust in the boys. Well, say boys, it's just Jadeja and Nitish Kumar Reddy now with all the hopes. Watchful forward defense there by Reddy as he navigates yet another Jofra Archer over. It's 93 for 7 after 27 overs. Jofra Archer's 3 for 40. He's gone for runs. It's not like India have just looked to block him out here. Picked up the wicket of Jaiswal in the evening. That wicket still, I cannot understand Yashasvi Jaiswal's thinking there. I know you want to be aggressive. You want to put your mark on early on, but that shot, off Archer too. It's the new ball. Just wait. Just wait before you decide to try and throw your bat at something that is coming at you with that kind of pace and bounce. Like the confidence that he backs himself and he feels that he can take on any bowler regardless of the pace and bounce generated, but you have to play the situation as well. And that's something that Yashasvi Jaiswal has to learn going forward. He's someone who scores runs for us. He scores big runs for us and very swiftly. So he's such a valuable asset. Just need him to fine-tune a few things. And that comes with experience. A lot more time on the circuit, playing international cricket, especially this format. We'll start to learn as fair play to Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer. They've just gone. I think we ended at 17.3 yesterday. It's 27 overs and they've gone back to back here. Is that Akshay Kumar? Does look like him with Ravi Shastri next to him. Yeah, it is. Flicked off the pads there by Jadeja. This is very wise cricket here. Still getting that scoreboard to moving. And now, from a 3-digit chase, we're back to 2 now. It's 99 required. But we have 3 wickets in hand, but effectively it all rests on this partnership. So England will know that it's all about this one now. Like I said, India have all day to chase 99 runs down. They can do it in singles. They have to run hard. Just completely negate any sort of danger against us. Almost towards the end of Stokes and Archer's deadly spell. Shot there by Reddy. Again, he's tempted here because Ben Stokes is chirping a lot at him. He is going to test the temperament of Nitish Kumar Reddy here. Every delivery you can see, just on his follow through, has a quick word, goes back. Maybe it doesn't affect you what he says, but cumulatively, it will play in the back of your mind because he will say a lot of stuff, and Nitish will just try to keep his cool and say nothing back and try and respond with the bat. What you don't want him to do is go chasing after. $99 required. Watchful defense. Nicely played by Nitish Kumar Reddy. 3 of 11 deliveries for him. Again, look at Stokes' pace, man. He's clipping over 140 regularly. And this is towards the end of his spell by the looks of it. So his pace has been very impressive. He's not as rapid as Jofra Archer, but when you have someone bowling in your just sub 150 and 150 plus, and then you've got Ben Stokes bowling 140, 144, really is a game changer. They've gotten their wickets because of pace. Rapid. Again, you can see they're ready, just trying to tickle that past gully. It's no run off it. It's India's strategy. Well, I don't know if this is part of the plan. Definitely not part of the plan or strategy. There's tactics really going out the window here. You just have to block and pick the odd single. That's the only strategy, the only tactics that I see here. If we get lucky, a couple of bumpers that go for boundaries. But other than that, we just got to run this one. We got to do it in the most dull and dour way possible if we are to escape Lords with a victory here. Ben Stokes pulls that on right on off stump, which is well defended by Nitish Reddy. The chirping continues by Ben Stokes, but India 94 for 7 and 99 runs away from victory. Back-to-back victories at Lords. That is something that they can never take away from us. The home of cricket. We used to be such a timid side going abroad, and now we're starting to pick up big victories away from home at iconic grounds. It shows you the switch in mentality, the way that they're playing now, and how our bowling unit has grown leaps and bounds. Well, Reddy has been solid. He's not looked to take any chance here. He's not gone into any sort of mind games with Ben Stokes. I think Bryden Cast will have a huge role to play here. Just feels that he'll be itching to go. He'll be raring to go. They continue with Archer here. England very much on the front foot. This is offensive cricket from England. Again, steep bounce from Jofra. Oh, surely there was Jaddu felt there was a single on offer. Reddy immediately turns that down. And by the looks of it, rightfully so. Cannot afford a run out. Definitely not. You can see what Jaddu's trying to do there. Just trying to get that single as quickly as possible. And they have to be watchful. They have to take their time. Yes, not nearly halfway down the ground, but England will try and prey on one of these situations. It's Ben Stokes especially. Just, do you remember his throw to get Rishabh Pant run out just before lunch? It was so special. Oh, brilliant. Jofra Archer beats the outside edge of Ravindra Jadeja. He's on his knees there, Jofra. Applauded by his skipper. They really are bringing the heat here. Brendan McCullum looks very relaxed in the balcony there, but Jofra Archer, he just holds the ball across and gets the ball to shape away from the left-hander. Stokes knows that that was close. That was very close. Archer knows that too. In terms of one of the best spells you want to see from elite fast bowlers, Archer's pretty much delivering the goods here. Jadeja decides to leave. He brings so much anxiety to the opposition, doesn't he, Jofra Archer? It's only health and fitness that is stopping him from being one of the world's best. And Bumrah, of course, but he really is a game changer. Doesn't matter what kind of ball, how old it is, he can make a difference. Pace will never go out of fashion in Test cricket, and that is something that India will have to try and target in the next 3 to 5 years. Have to get real pace. If you have a couple of guys who can bowl 140 plus consistently, just put them in the Test program. You don't see white ball cricket. You can play IPL, but forget about everything else. Just do the work for the Test. Just adds an extra dimension to our game. Because you see the likes of Shardul, barely bowls 130. Nitish Kumar bowls 125, if at all. Then you see Siraj, who can get it to 140. Akashdeep is a 135 bowler, and Bumrah, it's not about the pace, but he gets that 138, 142 mark consistently. Clear 10k difference when Jofra Archer has the ball. So that's the difference. And saw Pant struggle with it. So Washington Sundar get out in, I would say, non-typical Jofra Archer manner, but we have seen Jofra Archer take some stunning catches off his own bowling. I remember one it was the Big Bash, if I'm not mistaken. He's very young. I don't remember which team he was playing for. It was a purple jersey, if I'm not mistaken. But he bowls a delivery full. It was smashed straight out of the middle. He just sticks his right hand out and takes the most nonchalant catch that I've ever seen. It's brilliant. You got to see that. I mean, if you haven't already. They get a quick single again. They test that. And I think it's Ben Stokes again. It's Chris Wokes, rather. I think that's why they decide to take him on. The singles continue. The drip effect as yet another Jofra Archer over has been navigated. India 95 for 7 after 29 overs. But 12 overs have been bowled in the first session so far. I think drinks will be taken. It is a good time for us. I think there'll be 10 or 12 overs. I would say 12 to 15 overs remaining in the first session. Can we get about 40 runs without the loss of a wicket? Is that asking for too much? Maybe, but I think there should be a talk about how many runs we need to get in the next 10 to 15. Just keep that target in mind and just try and work it. You cannot just go into our shell, play all the defensive strokes. And to their credit, Jadeja and Reddy, that is, they have looked to run here. And if they are trying to play those shots, pushes, we need to try and capitalize and try and make those ones into twos if possible, because twos will be valuable. We aren't going to get too many of those. So it's going to be dealing in singles and the odd boundary that just might just fashion up in the odd ball. But other than that, it's going to be singles and the odd two. We'll have to do it in this fashion. We found out we have only ourselves to blame. The bowlers did their bit. Trying to restrict England to 192. That's outstanding. It really is. Well, it's stressful. Test cricket is always stressful, especially away from home. Just know that there's a bit of extra spice always to the game. The crowd is up for it. I mean, English crowds for Test cricket is brilliant. It's exactly what Test cricket needs. They're noisy. They make an atmosphere. They fill the ground. What more can you ask for as Test cricketers? The Lords on a Monday looks packed. It's day 5. Would have been the most sought after tickets. People would have paid an arm and leg for it, I'm pretty sure. But like I mentioned before, it's a bucket list item. It's something that you want to do at some point in your life. I hope I can. 95 for 7 here, India. And every time they show our batting card, it's like watching a horror film. KL Rahul 39, Karun Nair 14, Jadeja 12 of 28, and the rest, I prefer not to speak. We got 11 extras though. Our fourth highest scorer is extras, and I wouldn't mind if our extras kept pumping up here. Get that in that 20-25 range. We'll take an extra 14 or 15 runs. Can we head into lunch trailing by 50 runs? I think, is that a realistic goal? Is that too ambitious? What do you think? Put that in the chat, because I'm not sure. I think if we get about 30 runs, 125 for 7 at lunch, you can call that as a very solid session. About 10 to 15 overs remaining. Get that 3 and over. Like I said, we haven't seen Wokes or Bryden Cars in the final days so far. It's just been Stokes and Jofra Archer going over for over. This is heroic stuff from both of them. You can't help but applaud this. They know that the game is here to be won right here, right now. They break this partnership, it's over for India. It's that simple. And that's why you see them just going hard here early. Good delivery, watchfully played, quick single, and we get it. Well, every single is going to be cheered. We need 96 more of those if we are to have the biggest cheer of the day. Jadeja and Nitish have recognized the situation, and good to see them sticking to the game plan here. Like I said, they wanted that early single in the over. It just means that they've just got that over up and running. Now they can just look for another couple of them in this over, and it's yet another objective ticked. 3 for Archer, 2 for Cars, 2 for Stokes. The fast bowling trio has just ripped through our lineup. That one again, it just keeps a touch low there from Ben Stokes. Nitish, very solid. Knew he's going to play one of these innings where he has to just drop anchor. 3 of 15. Pretty much looking at one of these there. Remember his 100 against Australia. That one was iconic. If he can get us home safe, you can add yet another feather to the Nitish Reddy cap. Here's Ben Stokes now. And he's just tempting him outside the off. On and off says the best team will win. Pretty much. You want to see that, oh, yet another extra for us. We'll take it. As I said, any extras will be cheered like a run. We'll take it. But in the balance of play, I thought the way we played in the second test was flawless cricket, where that 4-hour spell between Harry Brook and Jamie Smith, where their partnership looked just to take the game away from us. Other than that, I think even in this test, the way we bowled well in the first, just hoping that there was no inside edge there. It's the under edge of the bat. Stokes' pace has just started to tail off here. 136. He's halfway through his over. Jofra Archer is constantly in the ear of Nitish Kumar Reddy here. He's almost following him around. Stokes is having a go at Nitish. I don't think they're trying to go after Jadeja because he is the more experienced campaigner. Nitish Kumar Reddy is still young to his test. You can see what England are trying to do. They're trying to rattle him, just trying to throw him off his game. Just that lapse of concentration that they're looking for. Good shot there. That's the first positive shot that he's really played there. Nitish Kumar Reddy doesn't get anything for it. He just tried to hit that on drive. Good balance shown by him. Well, Chris Wokes and Bryden Cars will be waiting to get a crack at one of these two here. They've seen Archer and Ben Stokes hold up both ends brilliantly. What they have to try and make sure is, can they try and knock off Either one of Jaddu or Nitish. Watchful defense there by Reddy. Again, this is exactly what we need. It's watchful cricket. We get a couple of overs where we've taken just a solitary run. That's fine. A couple of maiden overs, no problem. Ben Stokes picked up the wicket of Akashdeep late in day 4 and picks up KL Rahul early in day 5. That's called making an impact. It's crucial wickets too, isn't it? Just he picks up wickets that really does rattle you. Just puts you in a bit of doubt. Ooh, Nitish Kumar goes for the push off the front foot. Well, Ben Stokes knows that there's a bit of movement there, and Reddy is very fortunate that he didn't get any bat on it. It's 97 for 7 after 30 overs. And this is turning out to be far too stressful here. We have all of 1 wicket to try and protect while also trying to get over 90 runs. So it's going to be hard work. It's going to be a lot of hard work. We have to just try and grind England down. That's the only tactic available here for India. We find ourselves in this mess because our top order absolutely messed it up last night. And then we saw a middle order not contribute much. A batting failure when we really could not afford one. And England did really set us a target where we had to really go after something extraordinary. Under 200. It's definitely gettable. I mean, it was it 134 was required this morning? We spoke about game changers. Here's Bryden Cast, 2 for 11 off his 4 overs, steaming in here. He'll be fired up, and he gets bounced immediately. Good delivery. Trying to cramp up Jaddu for room there. Looks to just play that late cut straight into the gully region. Bryden Cast picked up 2 wickets in the last session. The first one was the curious dismissal of Karun Nair, who does not offer a shot outside off stump. And soon after, he got the Indian skipper Shubman Gill trapped in front of the pads on both occasions. He'll have his shoulder fresh and ready to go here. Again, bounce, punched off the back foot. Looking to take just a single. Again, it's a quick single here. 95 required for India. It's going to be a slow grind. On and off says Mr. Nair should play 1 more test. He has gotten decent 20s and 30s, hasn't he? So I think they will stick with him for 1 more. You just know that Sai Sudarshan is just knocking on the door to get that 3rd spot. I mean, batting at number 3, that is. Good shot there from Nitish. He'll get the single. But they have trusted Karun Nair, not just for the... I think it's for the way that he plays. He's more of a quick scorer, trying to get India on the front foot. But those 20s and 30s, once he can get over that 50-run mark, I just feel that he might just start to grow as an international cricketer. I mean, he's been out of the fray for a very long time. Everybody talks about the 300, but that was an age ago. A lot has happened since. You can't just pick up where you left off. Since then, a lot has happened for Karun Nair personally and for Indian cricket. But that number 3 spot will be interesting to see. I think Sai Sudarshan will feel disappointed or tad unlucky that... Oh, it's a snorter from Bryden Cast. He's gotten the height on it. Jadeja looks to fend it, and it does not carry to slips. It's a brilliant delivery. He knew that Bryden Cast was going to bring the heat in his very first over. He's got outstanding bounce. Again, Jadeja plays that with soft hands. Might have even just hit him on the glove, which just takes the pace off here. Oh, what a ball that is. It does not carry to Joe Root. Stokes knows that a couple of deliveries could have gone their way. They're looking at a victory here. Do we see Jofra Archer get another over after this? $99 for 7 here, India. It's been a hectic first session, but we expected nothing less, didn't we? Ryden Kass, 2 for 13. Final delivery of his first over of day 5. Here he goes to Jadeja. Get a bit of bounce, but well left by Jaddu. 31 overs gone. It's 99 for 7. India 94 away from going back-to-back at Lords. Wasn't going to be easy. Find ourselves in a precarious position. It's going to be a real struggle. Every run, every single, every extra is going to be cheered on. Best believe that. If you can get a boundary or the odd 6, if it was to happen, that will be met with thunderous cheers. Very interesting. Very, very curious to see what happens with Rishabh Pant in the next test. Do we risk him? Does he recover in time? Ben Stokes continues at his end. He is not stopping here. Superman effort from England Superman. You'll never forget Headingley, will be, where he had that big S on his chest and took England to safety. It was a one-man show, really. What did he score? 138? I don't remember that score, but I do remember he went over 120, 130. But that test at Headingley had everything, didn't it? That run-out chance that Nathan Lyon missed right at the end, the missed review, the review that they took before that, which was never going to hit the stumps. Wasted DRS call. I mean, wow, what a test that was. Shot. Nitish Kumar Reddy, first time really, has got onto that front foot. Played a nice-looking cover drive, but straight into the hands of cover fielder. Love this aerial shot of the Lord's cricket ground. Really is one of the iconic ones. And they talk about the slope, don't they? It's a famous one, and it's as visible as possible, especially when you play down the slope. This makes it all the more interesting just to get those pushes to the boundaries. And a good delivery. Stokes looking for a bit of an under edge there. Wasn't going to get it off the bat of Nitish, but Nitish watchful. 4 of 23 deliveries. Stokes hasn't really looked to hit him anywhere but the stumps here. He's just focusing. Maybe 4th or 5th stump if he wants to, but he's constantly getting that ball to dart in here. He's testing the resolve, the patience of Nitish Reddy here. Here goes Ben Stokes. It's been an incident-free over so far. So watchful leave there by Reddy. 99 for 7 here, India. In absolutely no hurry to chase this down. This is the last recognized partnership that is available for us. The price of either one of these wickets for England really is priceless, because then we've got Bumrah and Siraj, and that's 10 runs between them, if we're lucky. So it's hectic, it's stressful, it's nerve-wracking. Here goes Ben Stokes now again. And digs that right into the ribcage. Well defended by Nitish. Ben Stokes has been so aggressive this morning, and that's exactly what you want from your skipper, especially when he can bowl too. So you just know that just adds an extra bit of spice to it. He's gone, he's delivered the goods, he got the experienced KL Rahul was the only one looking like capable of scoring runs. Got him trapped right in front of the stumps. Looked like Rahul might have gotten away with that because the umpire did call it as not out, so Might have thought that umpire's call, if the ball was to hit the stumps, might have saved Rahul, but instead it looked like it was plumb right in front. Final delivery of Ben Stokes over. Ooh, Reddy plays that late. Just about jams his bat and gets the single on the onside. The 100 comes up for India. It's 100 for 7 after 32 overs, and India are 93 away. That 100 has been met by huge cheers at the Lord's Cricket Ground. But India's just about halfway through the job with 3 wickets in hand. Well, 100 for 7 is not something that I was hoping for in the first session, but it is where we find ourselves now. And now we're going to have to try and dig ourselves out of this hole. Fair play to Ravindra Jadeja and Nitish Kumar Reddy for dropping anchor, putting a price on their wicket and making sure that England have to work as hard as possible to try and get these guys out. Brydon Cast back into the attack. Ooh, plays that late again. You can see what Nitish is trying to do here. See the ball as late as possible and play it with soft hands. "93 required for India." On and off, says Ben Bhai, at his best. Rightfully so. He really has been front-loading. As I said, front-loading. When your team needs you, put them on your back and go and deliver. That's what captains do. That's what great all-rounders do too, either with the bat or ball. Good shot there by Reddy. Again, he was tempted, and it doesn't carry to the point fielder, but just feels that Nitish Reddy's patience is just starting to wear thin here. He was pitched up. Does like to tempt outside the off stump and then bring that ball back into the stump. So it's just whether or not he decides to do it in consecutive balls, and or he just goes outswinger, 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 and then bring that one back in. Kenny Prasad, nicely bowled, well played by Reddy. Well, solid defense is exactly the need of the hour here. Like I said, India have to just kill the momentum here. Be as boring, as drab, as dour as possible. Just block everything that England have to throw at us. Just try and tire them out. Also, get a few runs here and there. Can't leave too much for the tail. Jadeja and Nitish will be feeling the entire pressure of the nation on their shoulders here. They know their importance. So does Brydon Cast. Reddy plays a flourishing shot through the offside, but brilliant fielding. We do get a single. I think it's Archer. Yeah, it is Archer. Jofra Archer's fielding has just gone up another level here. That cotton bowl to dismiss Washington Sundar was special. This one to stop a certain boundary is outstanding. The big man gets down really quickly, doesn't he? Look at that. Nimble work. Good fielding. Brydon Cast has got 2 deliveries left. Got Ravindra Jadeja on strike. It's an easy leave there for Jaddu. Won't mind that one bit here. Well, Ben Stokes would have loved what he's seen from his fast bowlers in this first session. And they've given runs away. What they've done is kept bowling those attacking lengths. Always gives India that temptation. Should we go after it? Should we play at it? They've targeted the stumps very well. And that's why they have the rewards here. 101 for 7 is exactly what England would have wanted heading into day 5. That lunch session for India will be a crucial one. They have to get to lunch with this partnership intact, and that is critical. So dot ball to end that Brydon Cast over. It's 101 for 7. Ben Stokes looking for solutions, often goes to himself. as a fast bowler to try and break the partnership. I've seen him do that time and time again in his career. Is he going to be that one again this time? Sick of the sight of him, especially with the ball. Funnily enough, Ben Stokes, for such a dangerous batsman he is, I am more afraid of Ben Stokes, the bowler, than the batsman these days, because of the impact he makes, because of the intensity with which he bowls. So I think his batting has taken a bit of a downturn. That's unfortunate because he's a quality batsman with all the shots in the book. Look at him, he's going again here. Ben Stokes. His shoulder must be on fire, but he's going again. Good delivery, well played by Nitish. He's tempting him with the fuller delivery there. Nitish happy to play that on the full. And this is just outstanding cricket. Ben Stokes. You gotta love it, man. You gotta even if you don't love it, you gotta respect it. You have to respect. You know it's going to be tough, but going out there first up, putting 6, 7 overs on the trot, could have very easily delegated responsibility to Chris Wokes or Bryden Cuss, both equally capable, but Stokes says, just give me the ball. Again, he's just targeting that off stump. I'm very worried. Nitish, on a couple of occasions, he's just brought his bat down a touch too late, but he's gotten enough contact on it. But just feel one of them is just going to sneak through and he'll be caught right in front with nothing. He's been patient here, Nitish. 6 of 32 deliveries. As I mentioned before, he should be having the most boring of knocks if India is to get over the finish line. Something like 30 of 150 deliveries. Brilliant. More of that, please. And watchful. Ben continues to attack the stumps here. But Stokes really is that guy, isn't he? Accuracy, real determination and desire. And Zafar Minaj has said that Nair should get 2 more tests, but if he does not perform, he should be shown the door for good. Well, it is cutthroat, isn't it, with the batting lineup and depth that we have coming through. Talk about Sai Sudarshan obviously taking that number 3 spot. A few more guys waiting under the wing. Test cricket is such a specialized unit. If you have picked a few players that you trust, because you see that Nair had to, correct me in the chat if I'm not mistaken, did he come number 7 in the first test? And Sai Sudarshan played 3. And then Nair just jumps immediately to number 3. That's not an easy adjustment to make. So a few considerations are there that Nair now trying to get a run of games in playing at number 3. So do you try and keep the patience and say, go with this? Because England are known to do this. And I don't look at England as the blueprint because they don't win too many test matches. And but they do have a few good principles, though. You see the likes of, oh, that's a steep bouncer there from Stokes, trying to target the helmet of Nitish Reddy on that occasion. You look at the opening combination of Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett. Zach Crawley does not get runs. It doesn't seem like it, but he really does struggle. But he just makes an impact. He just plays his part. He just does the job. He's not there to score 50 or 60. He's to go out there, be positive, try and take the shine off the new ball. It's different. Like I said, it doesn't always work for him because, and luckily for him, he's got Ben Duckett at the other end, who's a very reliable batsman. But it's all about playing that role. And if Karan Nair is given that responsibility of the number 3 role, it just doesn't happen overnight. Stokes to finish his over here, but watchful defense by Nitish. Again, right onto the off stump here. 101 for 7. Ben Stokes continues to chirp in the ear of Reddy. He's being frustrated here, Ben Stokes. Thank you for tuning in on and off. Come back soon for the rest of the session. Well, this will be India's way to just shut things down in the first session here. We would have hoped that it would have been a bit more comfortable. I like the way that KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant started off. It was looking positive. It was looking like we wanted to get this done quickly. Rishabh Pant attacking Jofra Archer, getting the boundary, getting out 2 deliveries later. And I spoke right in the early, when the stream just started, that Washington Sundar had cheekily said that we would finish this game before or just after lunch. That's gone out the window now. It's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen before lunch. And if it is to happen after lunch, it just feels like it's going to be late after lunch. So Nitish Kumar Reddy just shakes his head at Ben Stokes, saying that you are not breaking through this defense. No chance. You like it. You want him to give something back. Ben has been doing a lot of the talking. Nitish Kumar Reddy with a defiant shake of the head. Sadhu looks to play that late again. England have fielded well. They are making sure that India don't get those easy singles. They're forced to play some risk-taking shots here if they are to get that into the gaps. Ben Stokes, he's been the lead fast bowler. He's the head cheerleader. He's everything for England. Joe Root in the slips, just waiting for one. Mohammad Siraj, well, his face tells the whole picture here. He is stressed. He is sweating. And he is hoping that he doesn't have to pad up here. 92 required. Jadeja on 14. Watchful leave there. Jadeja's faced 38 deliveries. Nitish Kumar has faced 36, and between them, got 20 for us. Like I mentioned in the first innings, the combination of Jadeja, Nitish Kumar, and Washington Sundar gave us 125 runs. Well, Washi has given us 0. Jadeja and Nitish has given us 20 now. We need another 90 from them. So we're asking a lot from our all-rounders, but that's exactly why they're in the team, isn't it? That's why Kuldeep or an extra fast bowler isn't there, because of the inability to hold the bat. If you felt someone in our tail order can just stick around and think about bowling an extra fast bowler or an extra bowling option, but when a tail gives you absolutely nothing, you have to take corrective measures. And the corrective measures is Washington Sundar and Nitish Kumar Reddy. Well, Brian Cars is really stepping it up in terms of pace here. 145 the previous delivery. Sun is still shining here. It's not a very overcast day, but it just feels like Monday evening at Lord's. A bit of cloud cover coming in after lunch. Let's hope not. Ooh, Braden Cars. He's testing that off stump there. He knows he was very close. Well, Jadeja hasn't picked that whatsoever. He thought it was a safe leave that was going to just whistle past his face. Instead, it's kept far too low from his estimation. And it just misses off stump by a few inches. That was close. That was very close. Especially at that angle that Cars is bowling around the wicket to the left-hander. Look at Siraj. Jaiswal is a participant that cannot participate now. He can just watch helplessly. Siraj knows that his time is coming. He will have to pad up at some point. Flashing shot there through the offside. Brilliant from Jadeja. And outstanding fielding there from Zach Crawley by the looks of it. We'll get 2. And 2 runs to end the over. 103 for 7. After that Bryden Cars over. Jadeja and Bryden Cars are really having afters here. This is spicy test cricket here. But neither one of these teams are going to back down here. England are hounding our all-rounders. You can see Bryden Cars and Ravindra Jadeja almost nose to nose in that exchange. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant action. This is exactly what you want to see. The intensity, the rivalry, just going at each other's throats here, giving nothing away. That was a good over from Brian Cars. Came very close to try and troubling the off stump of Ravindra Jadeja. You can see the afters there. Oh, Jadeja just leans his shoulder into Ben Stokes, but I think Ben Stokes is trying to be the peacemaker there. He's getting in between his fast bowler and Ravindra Jadeja there. Look who it is once again at the other end. It's Ben Stokes. Just quite remarkable here. He's gone 10 overs. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 9 overs on the bounce here. They were asking the question whether or not Jaddu grounded his bat, and he clearly did. I don't know what the problem was. Yeah, just a bit of unnecessary needle, but it's exactly what you expect here. Both teams trying to have a mental edge over each other here. Nicely watched and nicely played here. Soft hands by Nitish Kumar Reddy, who really has dropped anchor here, 6 of 36. Oh, you can see why they had that argument there. It was Ravindra Jadeja who has gone crashing into Bryden Cars. But both of them had their eyes on the ball here. Jadeja saying, where else am I supposed to run? I can't run on the pitch. And Bryden Cars feels that he might have gone around him there. You can see there from Jadeja, he feels he is absolutely entitled to hold his line there. This battle between Ben Stokes and Nitish Kumar Reddy, the two all-rounders, it's going to be intense. It's going to be very intense. Ben Stokes has hammered that length and line time and again. He just wants to hit that top of off stump as much as possible. Jadeja trying to plead his case, telling Bryden Cars that I was looking at the ball just like you. 2 for 30. Stokes looking to get a breakthrough here. Well, Nitish Reddy with another solid defense here. India now need 90 runs. Does seem like a long way back, but just showing all the chirp that has happened between the two teams here. Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer went really aggressive and really hard at the Indian players. And we could see 3 separate incidents, one by Ben Stokes, one from Bryden Cars, and one from Jofra Archer. Yes, Stokes. Shot. Oh, just wide. He gets the boundary from it. When it was in the air, it hung up awkwardly. Nitish will claim the boundary. It's a lot of risk for the reward. Whew. That was stressful. Stokes has just pitched this up. He's asked Nitish Reddy, go after this. Well, he's well wide after that. He just gets it away from the fielder at point. And he gets a boundary after a long time. You can see Stokes' reaction there. He was setting up for precisely that. Oh, Reddy goes again with a flourishing off drive there. Reddy's not backing down here. He wants to play 10 of 41 deliveries. Stokes has one more delivery left in this over. 107 for 7 here. How close was that catch? I mean, you can see he just sliced his bat. He just opens the face to get that away from the point field, and that's exactly what happened. Final delivery of the Stokes over here. And it's a watchful leave by Nitish. 36 overs gone. It's 107 for 7. And is that the last we see of Ben Stokes for a while with the ball in hand? He is bowled, I want to say 9 or 10 overs on the trot. You have to applaud that. It's brilliant. He just kept the intensity. He gave Jofra Archer the time off. He says, you know what, Jofra, you take a bit of rest. I'm going to keep going. It's just brilliant. That's what you want to see from your captain. Front load. I think we're about 20 minutes away from lunch. 107 for 7 here. Oh, nearly getting an edge there. The under edge of Jadeja being tested. Brydon Cast nearly getting the edge. Oh, that was close. That was very, very close. And Brydon Cast is bowled with a lot of discipline here. Look at that. It just hits one of those cracks. There's a bit of a dust bowl that emerges, and that's going to give that uneven bounce. See where Jamie Smith has had to carry that inches off the ground. .86 required for India. Fuller delivery, trying to work that off the pads. Good take there from Jamie Smith. Outstanding work behind the stumps. Well, England have found their wicket-keeper batsman, haven't they? Jamie Smith with the bat is as destructive as they come. And he's a very solid keeper, so they've ticked both boxes. Brilliant for them. Jamie Smith suddenly has become a huge problem for us because of the way he counterattacks. It's not just the runs that he scores, but how quickly he scores. He's got that positive intent. That partnership with Harry Brook, where they both put on 300, was absolutely ridiculous. The circumstances they were in, Jadeja looks to push that through the offside. Again, it's a fuller delivery there from Cast. You can see the tactic, I think, from Brydon Cast and Ben Stokes is the same here. Try and tempt both the batsmen forward here on the front foot. Pitch it up there. They know that India will want to score a few boundaries. And if India feel that they can get a few cheap boundaries with full deliveries, it might work in their favor. But if it goes against us, it's a wicket that England are thirsting for. For the effort delivery, worked onto the onside. Should just get a single. Might get two here if we hurry. Come on, get there. He's been sent back. And it's a brilliant call there by Reddy to send Jaddu back. Oh, that was a risky two. As soon as you saw Jadeja take off, you're like, oh, that was a little too close for comfort. The call from Reddy was emphatic. You can see Jadeja took off here. This is a brilliant throw. Look at that. Immediately, Jaddu took off. He was a couple of paces forward, and he would have been run out by a mile. And Nitish Reddy knows what a massive call that was. Jadeja showing his experience here. Now Nitish on strike. Watchful from Nitish Kumar Reddy. He's trying to go at a strike rate of 20, and I don't blame him, and I don't mind. Like I said, we have to grind them down here. We have to grind them out. Got to make it as uncomfortable, as laborious as possible for the England bowlers. There's Brydon Cast, final delivery of his over. Nitish Reddy with a solid defense. There's that 20 overs that has passed in the first session. I think it has. 108 for 7 here. India 85 runs away from back-to-back victories at Lord's. 2021 was the final one, where the previous one where we gave them 60 overs of hell, which was famously said by Virat Kohli. Then we saw our bowlers throw absolute heat at the England team. Very interesting to see that only Joe Root, if I'm not mistaken, remains from that last Lord's Test where we won in 2021. And as for India, we have 5 players still left from that tour. Bumrah, Siraj, Pant, Jadeja, Shubman Gill, I want to say 5. It was 5, I'm pretty sure. It shows you the changes that England have gone through since then. Bass ball is well and truly at full throttle. Chris Stokes being introduced for the first time. It's towards the tail end of the session. Can they try and nick one of Jadeja or Nitish Reddy off here? India need 85. They have 3 wickets in hand, but they will realize that it's pretty much just this partnership that holds or stands in between England and victory. Watchful defense there from Ravindra Jadeja. Nitish has played well. He's played very well. I think his first ball was that absolute snorter from Jofra Archer. Whisked over his helmet. I mean, it was a terrific delivery. It's been a steady partnership, this. It was 26 runs, 25, 26 runs. Exactly what we needed. Chris Stokes now targeting the top of off stump. Nicely bowled from him. The couple of boundaries that we got is something that is a real welcome sight. One came off Jofra Archer, bowled that wide and boundary, and Nitish Kumar Reddy flashing one past the offside. Point fielder there on that occasion was a few inches away. Ended up looking like a safe shot, but soon as it left his bat, every Indian fan and staff member, everybody involved had their hearts in their mouth. Watchful here from Jadeja, showcasing all his experience. 17 of 49 deliveries. Nitish Kumar, 10 of 44. India looking to inch their way into lunch. As said before, if India could end the first session with 50 required, I think it would have been a really good session for us. These two have already had a very good partnership in the first innings, where was that about 70, 75 runs, something in that area. It was a slow one. It was a patient one because, like I mentioned before, Reddy took about 20 deliveries to just get off the mark. Just felt like that momentum shifted after lunch. They did that lost punt with the run out. KL Rahul went out immediately after scoring his century. And then Jadeja and Nitish Kumar Reddy were just trying to slow the pace of the game. Good delivery again from Stokes. That one was drifting into the leg stump area. Good defense shown there by Jaddu. Just looking to navigate this first over from Chris Stokes. Just make sure that he doesn't get any early encouragement. Nothing for Cast, nothing for Stokes. Might see Jofra Archer later on. Ben Stokes has bowled 9 or 10 overs on the trot. So India have done the hard work in terms of navigating the key bowlers. Chris Stokes is no pushover though, especially when the ball gets a touch older. He can get that to just work off the seam. Good defense there from Jadeja, who's played 52 deliveries for his 17. India are 108 for 7. Looking to head into lunch, keep this partnership intact. Can we get another 20 runs before lunch? That would be valuable. 20 runs for India. It's something that we can definitely aim towards. Saw Nitish Kumar Reddy hit that boundary. He just felt that he's not just going to block. If he sees that delivery full, if it's there to be hit, he's going to go after it. So very, very interesting to see. Reddy goes on the up again, and it doesn't carry to Ollie Pope. Well, England are getting more than encouragement here. They will feel that they are getting a chance. Well, Nitish on a couple of occasions just flashed outside his off stump. Let's have a look here. Again, it doesn't carry. It's nowhere near carrying. It's good fielding there at point, but Nitish is looking to target here. He's not just looking to block. Those full deliveries outside off stump, he is looking to go after. Brings his length back there, Braden Cass. Let's keep the batsman guessing. He's got good pace and he's a tall unit, so does get the ball to just kick off the surface using that extra bounce if he wants to put that effort delivery. 85 away for India. Ready? 10 of 46 deliveries. It's been a bit of a block fest where he's just made sure that he's fended everything towards the stumps. But on a couple of occasions where he's been tempted outside off stump, he has gone after it, and fortunately for him, hasn't paid the price. Ooh, that's a brilliant Yorker there from Bryden Cars. That was full, that was straight, and at 142 Ks, that was looking to crash into the middle and leg. Very well played there by Nitish Reddy. Make sure that he jams his bat down in time. It's something on it. Jadeja and Nitish. 17 of 52, 10 of 47. There's Bryden Cars. Oh, the inside edge just beats the stumps. Well, Nitish Kumar Reddy is leading a charmed life here. He might get two, but oh, it's in risky fashion. He is going after it outside off stump. He cannot resist the temptation. Oh, he's so lucky. He is so fortunate. Oh, it's so close. You can see Jofra Archer's gotten a great view at it from the cover region. Nitish Kumar Reddy has survived on a couple of occasions, and if either one of them went England's way, we're looking at England possibly wrapping this up soon after lunch. Bryden Cars has rolled beautifully. Again, he targets the stumps. It's a good on drive there from Nitish, showing good balance. Hits that the full face of the blade. Well, Jaddu and Nitish have both nearly faced 50 deliveries each here. And they've done exactly what we need them to do here. Just fend off. Stay in the game. And as for Nitish Kumar Reddy, stop chasing outside of stump. You can see a bit of cloud cover too here. And that just adds to the drama, doesn't it? Just gives you that extra level of stress. 39 overs gone. Haas ends with a 140 KR delivery. It's 1-1-1 for 7. India 82 required. Well, Ben Cars will have to bowl that again because that was a no ball. But when we've seen this extra delivery, always have something in it. Yep, he clearly oversteps his mark by some distance as well. So a repeat of the final delivery of the 39th over here from Bryden Cars. 2 for 21 for him. No success on day 5, but bowled beautifully on day 4, picking up Karun Nair and Shubman Gill, both legged the 4 wicket. Here's Cars. Watchfully played and loses his balance. Again, it's the effort ball from Bryden Cars. 139 Ks from that delivery. Ended off nicely. It's 1-1-2 for 7. 39 overs bowled here. 22 have been bowled in the first session so far. Are we going to see 3 or 4 overs, or are we going to see the full 30 in the first session? Either way, India will feel that the ship has steadied. That's for sure. It really was wobbling after Washington Sundar got caught and bowled by Archer. Chris Stokes again. Very, very accurate early on. You can see he's making the Indian batsman play at most of these deliveries, because anything wide and outside the off stump will just look to leave there. He's looking to bring that back in. The England bowler's main tactic is to just get the Indian batsmen on the front foot. Get them on the front foot. Wouldn't mind conceding a couple of boundaries if they see, like that Nitish Kumar boundary, it was in the air, it gave them all the encouragement needed. They knew that there was that chink in the armor, that loss of concentration, that bit of temptation. Sometimes we cannot resist. England have got a substitute fielder here. He looks like he's not a day over 18 years old. I'm not sure who that is. One, 2 for 7. Nitish Kumar Reddy, 13 of 52. You can see the cloud cover now just starting to envelop the ground. Oh, it's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty from Chris Stokes. Nitish Kumar Reddy could not resist. He goes chasing outside the off stump, gets a feather. It's a simple catch to Jamie Smith. And the partnership that we were hoping would last up until lunch does not last. Chris Stokes dismisses Nitish for 13. England are 2 wickets away from what would be a remarkable victory, a come from behind victory against India. You could see as soon as it left the bat, Reddy knew he was dismissed. Well, he lived dangerously on a couple of occasions. This time, he doesn't get the rub of the green. Instead, it's Chris Stokes, the experienced man, who comes in at a clutch moment and delivers for England. Oh, the tail enders are here for India now. I cannot watch. I really cannot watch. They'll call for lunch, and I think it's a good thing too. Well, Washington Sundar had said after stumps yesterday that India will look to finish it off before lunch or soon after lunch. But after nearly 22 overs at the loss of 4 wickets on 54 runs, India are in all sorts of trouble. We need about 80 runs required. We have Jadeja and the 2 tail enders in Bumrah and Siraj. England will feel that they are on the cusp of victory here. I don't see how India get 80 runs. I just do not see how we get 80 runs. Not in the way that our tail enders are capable of blocking. Oh, how do we find ourselves in this situation? I was thinking we have to chase 220, 250, possibly even 270, but having to chase 193 and finding ourselves in this position, we only have ourselves to blame. It was a horrifying session for us. Rishabh Pant went first up, where Jofra Archer cleaned him up after being cracked for a boundary in that very over. KL Rahul does not last the course, as he was trapped leg before by Ben Stokes, who bowled 10 overs on the trot in the first session, showing superhuman effort and character required. And then it was Washington Sundar who gets dismissed in the most unlikeliest of manners. It was Jofra Archer's delivery. Washington Sundar looked to play across. Instead, he just looped it straight to Archer, who took the most athletic of catches. And then Nitish Kumar Reddy could not survive the Wokes over before lunch as he nicks off to Jamie Smith. Every one of England's fast bowlers have contributed with a wicket. 1 for Wokes, 2 for Archer, 3 for Archer rather, and 2 for Stokes and Cars each. England are 2 wickets away, and every time they show the Indian batting card, I think one of my blood vessels might just pop here. India need 81 runs with 2 wickets in hand. England are in pole position. This is lunch, and I'll be back soon. Well, we're back underway. After lunch, India have had two of their worst sessions imaginable, and now we find ourselves with two wickets remaining for England to polish us up. And this is the first over after lunch, and it's Bumrah with the forward defense. Well, we spoke about nightmare scenarios, and we are looking at one of them right in our faces. The wicket just before lunch, where Nitish Reddy just nicked off Chris Wokes. It's another brilliant delivery. He's just pitched that on a very good length, got that to just shape away from the right hander. And Reddy, our final hope with the bat, has been dismissed. Now, Jadeja's still there at 17, but at the other end, we have Bumrah and then Siraj to follow. We all saw the image of Mohammad Siraj on the balcony, just absolutely breaking it at the thought of padding up and trying to save this test match for India. Oh, Chris Wokes is right on the money. We need Jasprit Bumrah to save us, and not in the way that he's generally used to doing, and he's done on so many occasions. Now he finds himself in a situation where, I mean, can we back this test match out and try and draw? There's no chance, really. I mean, that is as hopeful as I can sound. But we need to start getting some runs on the board. I don't know how we're going to do it. I was absolutely dreading this session. Oh, Bumrah nearly nicks off. Chris Wokes has caused all sorts of problems and a wicket maiden for him. It's 1-1, 2 for 8. How do we find ourselves in these situations? Should have been a comfortable chase for us. Instead, we're staring down at the barrel of going 2-1 down at Lords with an opportunity of going back to back at Lords after that 2021 victory. And now there's a real chance that Jasprit Bumrah may not figure in the fourth test because of his availabilities. He's only eligible to play 3 tests. Now, will we take the risk and make him play immediate? I mean, immediate, as I say, immediately. He's got a bit of a week plus of rest, but oh, is that enough to turn around time? Because I look at Jofra Archer, they're being very conservative with him. They have given him the ball straight away after lunch. 40 overs gone, 1-1-2 for 8, 81 required. England smell blood here, and they've got Jofra Archer, their prime predator, with the ball in hand. It is to Ravindra Jadeja, so he can rest a little bit. But if Jadeja gets out anytime soon, well, you can just wrap up the game. Oh, again, it just kicks off the surface, played with soft hands. Now, this is the problem now. Jadeja does not take the single. And this is what I mean, because we are not going to go for the win here. There's no way we're going to run 81 singles here. There's just absolutely no chance. So what was the tactics? What was the message in the dressing room? Are we just going to try and bat 2 sessions? Is that even on the table? Is that on the cards? Does that sound ridiculous with Bumrah and Siraj remaining here? But then Jadeja has to go for the shots. It's that simple. He can't do anything now, but he'll have to try and pinch a single after every over and bat as much as possible and protect Bumrah. Now, it's a fine strategy in theory, but if we get no runs, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I just can't believe we find ourselves in this situation. And I knew that session yesterday, the close of play, where we lost 4 wickets, we just were like in a hurry to throw the match. I mean, everything you don't want to see was there in full force, in 4K. Oh, Jadeja tickles one fine. He gets a boundary. Archer drifts on that occasion down the leg side. Jadeja gets a boundary. India edge closer. 77 required. Don't do this, Jadeja. Don't give me hope. Don't give me a glimmer. It's a nice flick, though. Jofra, you can see when he's trying to target that leg stump or trying to hit you in the pads, if he just goes a couple of inches to the left, he will drift further away because of the pace that he bowls at. So It's difficult for Jofra, but it's an attacking intent. He takes the single, and Jasprit Bumrah now has to survive 2 deliveries. Good over this. Jadeja showing a bit of intent. He had denied the single early on, and he thought, is he just going to try and block everything away? Jofra Archer gives us a loose delivery to capitalize on. We get the boundary and the single, but now the problem with that is we try to protect Bumrah for most of the over. Jofra Archer has 2 full deliveries to bowl at Jasprit Bumrah here. Now, is the option of going short and then full and straight, or does he go full and straight immediately? Surely he has to go full and straight, right? Here's Jofra Archer to Jasprit Bumrah, 2 of the best bowlers on show. Bumrah on the back foot. He goes full. You just knew he was going to go full and straight immediately there. You thought it was a 2-ball setup. Does he go with the bumper and then the full delivery? Well, I thought Jofra Archer is not here to waste any time, and he goes with the full delivery immediately. Jasprit Bumrah does well to fend that off. Well, England, you can see their body language completely changed now. They were utterly relaxed after the first session of play, which they did so well. They were fired up. They were throwing everything at us in terms of intimidation, chirp, just being there as an annoyance. And having broken that partnership before lunch, now you can see their body language just relaxed. They're comfortable now. They got smiles on their faces. This is the first time you're seeing Jofra Archer having a smirk on his face here. He was determined. He was ready. He dismissed Pant and Washington Sundar, the 2 left-handers who were trying to get us out of trouble. Jofra Archer has pretty much delivered the goods here, and in critical time too. Well, Bumrah blocked off the 2 deliveries, and now we find ourselves in a situation where Ravindra Jadeja has to take lead role again. This is not easy for Jaddu, is it? It really isn't. He has to play the role of aggressor. He has to also be sensible. Welcome back on and off. And now we find ourselves in a situation where 2 wickets are needed, and Ben Stokes gives the ball straight away to Chris Wokes. Well, Wokes bowled an absolute beauty to dismiss Nitish Kumar Reddy before lunch, and he goes full and straight on that occasion, nearly catches Ravindra Jadeja. Well, our hopes rest solely on the shoulders of Ravindra Jadeja here, and Chris Wokes is going on the offensive. He's trying to dismiss Jadeja as quickly as possible. Really good ball there. It crashes into the pads, but it was always going down leg stump. Nice ball there, and it just caught him flush on the shin area. It's a sore one. You can see there Jadeja immediately just having a bit of a limp. And he goes full, and Jadeja drives him straight down the ground, and he takes a quick single. Now, this is a very curious strategy here. Yeah, on and off says, what do you think? India win or wait for the next test? I don't see how we win from here. I really don't. Jadeja has to score about 70 of the 75 runs on offer here. And it's only him. I mean, there's only so much that he can do. And they're showing us the run out that Ben Stokes got of Rishabh Pant. And that is the turning point. It really was. It was so unnecessary. It was right before lunch. It was at a time where England had absolutely no answers to try and dismiss the partnership of Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul. And that happens. And Rahul gets out soon after lunch. And that's where we pretty much hand the initiative over. So I don't see how, in this situation where England don't get the next 2 wickets before we get about 75 runs. They can keep targeting Bumrah. They have to be sensible here. I like the field setting. It's attacking because they know that Bumrah might just look to fend outside the off stump. Any sort of push, which is not very, I would say, assured, can lead to a catch here. They're all chirping around him. But Bumrah does so much damage with the ball. And now he's at the other end here, trying to keep India in this test match. The best case scenario for us is to try and draw it from this. But again, it's a situation where I don't see us hanging on for 2 sessions as Jasprit Bumrah just gets a leading edge but falls safe. We talk about the next test, but that's again on the condition that Jasprit Bumrah will play that one. I think they would have had that chat before the series that he would play the tests 1, 3, and 5 so that he has sufficient rest between the tests too. So if we head into the fourth test down 2-1 and no Bumrah, yes, we managed one test without him and we won that convincingly, I might add. But look, there are extenuating circumstances there. I mean, Shubman Gill played 2 innings out of his skin, out of his mind. Can we have someone score again 400 runs? I don't think so. And that was pretty much the difference. We win by 337. Shubman Gill scores 430. So if we are to play with Bumrah in the next test, someone's got to replicate those heroics with the bat. Ooh, Bumrah with a good solid defense, and England just putting the pressure on. Bumrah does very well, yet to get off the mark, but that's fine. 118 for 8. India still needs 75. Trying to be as patient and deliberate in our approach, and all the hopes on Jadeja now. Well, Jadeja has played some massive knocks for us. Won't forget that semi-final knock against New Zealand in the World Cup semi-final where everything was lost and Jadeja stood up. What, he scored 70 in that match? Again, I may not be able to pull that correctly, but it was a knock in vain, but you just saw what he was capable of doing. I mean, when everything else, all hope was lost, it was just him. Gave us a glimmer of hope. And now he's giving us that glimmer again. It's very disappointing that talked about the all-rounders, especially in the team, to get us the runs. They did well in the first innings. Jofra Archer to Jadeja. Every time Jofra has the ball, it is so stressful. He teases one outside off stump with the first one. And Jofra Archer with that angle can always get that ball to swing back in and attack that middle and leg area. And Anabin says, maybe an Indian loss. I'm forced to agree with you on that one. I don't want to see us crumbling here. We need to put on a fight. Oh, the ball just kicks up the surface and Jadeja goes for the cut. Jofra Archer cannot believe that Jadeja doesn't make any contact. Well, he gets so much of the ball to do the talking. The way it just kicks up. Brilliant. Oh, it's an amazing delivery that from Jofra Archer. Again, with Jadeja, the only hope for runs, he'll feel the pressure that at some point he'll have to go after the bowling to just nudge a couple of singles around. Again, it's brilliant from Archer. This is box office bowling. Well, Jadeja has a wry smile on his face. So does Jofra Archer. Well, it's the 5th day pitcher, and that's what electric pace can do. Look, he's not bowling that quick. It's 135 Ks, but it's just the way that he approaches the crease. He's hit the right area. And look where Jamie Smith has had to take the ball, right over there. And Nabin says we'll win the next 2 tests. That's a bit hopeful. I really hope so. We might just have to after what's happening here at the Lords in day 5. That one keeping a touch low, and he takes the single. And Jasprit Bumrah once again has 2 deliveries of Jofra Archer to try and survive. I think Jadeja has to try and take the single as late as possible to try and give himself as good of a chance to try and survive Archer, because, well, Archer against our top line batting is, you almost fancy Archer every time, and against our tail enders, there's no chance you fancy anyone but Archer. Bumrah, 0 of 9 deliveries, the most important 0 so far with the bat, knowing the situation in hand. There's Jofra. Oh, Jasprit Bumrah goes after him. What a pull shot that is. A boundary of Jofra Archer's bowling. That's pretty special there from Jasprit Bumrah. There's a bit of a half tracker there from Jofra Archer. I think he's trying to tempt Jasprit Bumrah on that occasion. And Bumrah with a Very good looking shot. This gets into position early and the full follow through on that. Brilliant. Pass deep mid wicket for a boundary. That's class. Well, Jasprit Bumrah, are you going to do something special with the bat? Don't want to get too ahead of myself, but India needs 70. Bumrah with a good solid defense. He's just shuffled his feet across there. It is worrying, but another good over of Archer here. 1, 2, 3 for 8 for India. And India 70 runs away. We'll have to do this in the most stressful of manners. We'll have to do it by kicking and clawing and just getting runs where they don't exist. Take those quick singles. And if Jasprit Bumrah can just get his eye in and look comfortable, he's getting a good test early on. Look, Archer's bowling at him full clip, trying to knock him over. So it's good batting practice for Jasprit Bumrah. If he can survive Archer, he'll get the confidence that, yes, I can take on the likes of Braden Carter, Chris Woakes. They do pose different problems because Woakes is more of a mover of the ball. Archer likes to get that ball as quickly as possible into the stumps. Decent. Not bad. After lunch, I came into the second part of the stream absolutely hoping that we have 0% chance. But we're still there. We're still fighting. Still a long way to go. 70 runs. It doesn't seem too much. Is that the difference that post-lunch session would have made if Pant and KL would have stayed? 70 runs. That's what I feel. I think if they had lasted about 15 to 20 overs after lunch, we would have got that difference. That's by the by. Here's Chris Woakes. Jadeja with good solid defense. Different problems for the Indian batsman to solve here. The pace of Archer and the movement of Chris Woakes. Doesn't try to hit the deck too hard. He just wants to get that on the seam and get it to wobble around the bat. Nice easy action, and the Indian batting and coaching staff look along absolutely powerless. Nitish Reddy with a look of what might have been. Oh, Jadeja chases after him. It's not convincing. Again, this is a very interesting strategy here. Bumrah chased after Archer. Jadeja is going after Woakes. So I think the message is to try and go after one delivery out of the 6 here. And if it doesn't work, go back into your shell, or do you keep trying? 70 required. Ben Duckett feeling there at fine leg. Ravindra Jadeja, if he is to try and go after the short ball, Duckett will be in play. Fuller delivery. Looks to just work that on the onside. It's 1, 2, 3 for 8. Chris Woakes bowling at a decent pace. 33 clicks. Just trying to get that ball angling into the stumps to the left-hander. But Bumrah's boundary gives me a bit of confidence. The confidence was absolutely on the floor after the lunch session. So the longer Bumrah can survive, it just feels that Jadeja will just start to get a bit more confidence and just try and work a couple more extra singles if he can. You can see they're tempted wide outside off stump, decides not to play at it. Chris Woakes will keep doing that. He knows they just have to keep testing our patience. Do we have the mettle? Do we have the mental resolve to hang in there in the toughest of situations? We've got 8 or 9 English blokes just hovering around the ears of the batsman. They're giving it everything, and fair play because they got some in return because India were hostile towards them. This is the beauty of Test cricket. You find yourselves in role reversals. Jasprit Bumrah would have terrorized so many batsmen with the ball in hand, and now he finds himself at the other end of the crease. That's a good delivery from Woakes, angling in. Again, right under the rib cage, you can see he's getting decent bounce, even though he's not looking to hit the deck hard. Well, Jadeja has survived most of this over. He'll be looking for a single here. This is where the England field will have to be switched on. Bring the fields closer here. I'm pretty sure Ben Stokes would have identified that. Otherwise, Bumrah will be on strike for the next over, and that is hectic because I think they'll give Jofra Archer another over and go and try and knock out Bumrah. He gets 6 bites at the cherry for that. That is something that we cannot afford. That's why Stokes is just taking his time with the field here. Is Jadeja going to block? Will he look to go after him here? I got a strange feeling that he might look to chase after him. Oh, he does. It was outside the off stump. Doesn't get good connection on, and perfect result there for England. It's a dot ball. It keeps Jadeja at the other end. India 1, 2, 3 for 8 after a brilliant walks over. And now the worry begins because Jofra Archer has a fresh crack at Jasprit Bumrah. Archer with a relatively older ball now, but still capable of really making the ball talk with pace. And that is the worry now. Bumrah's defense will be tested. His reflexes will be on show because Bumrah will get a couple of full deliveries. That's for sure. You saw that first delivery to Bumrah that he went after him. He goes full and straight. He's not looking to try and bump him out here. He wants to castle him. Here's Archer. Well defended there by Bumrah. It's looking good out there. Solid defense, but curious length there from Jofra Archer. Kind of wonder why he's just trying to go top of off to Jasprit on that occasion. He knows he's happy to defend it. Again, it's all part of the setup, isn't it? He goes nice and straight with the first one. Where does he go second? I'd like to see on the chat what do you think the next ball is. A bit of predictions always makes it a bit of fun. Oh, he flicks that away and leg slip is in place. That's a very intelligent field setup there. Combination of Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer. That's Zach Crawley. He's a tall lad, so he can get to the ground and cover a lot of distance. That was another good shot there from Jasprit Bumrah. It doesn't carry to Crawley. And that's why the oohs and ahs from the English slip fielders. Again, it's not that far off though. You can see that 20 meters to leg slip. That's not a lot of distance. Looking to be aware here. Jofra might just target. Oh, Jasprit Bumrah, what are you doing? That is not sensible cricket. That really isn't. What are you trying to do? You got a boundary of Archer. That's enough. The hand of apology. He's got a big smile on his face, but that is not on Jasprit Bumrah. You're trying to hit your team out of trouble when patience is required. We need you to stick in there. Can't throw it away. We cannot throw it away because Siraj is not going to last an over. Jofra Archer has got fire in his eyes and he bowls a full delivery that Bumrah blocks off. And I really hope that Bumrah looks at that previous shot and says, no more of that. That's a warning sign if he's ever gotten one. And he has to make sure that he doesn't throw it away. Look, if Jofra Archer bowls a full and straight Yorker and there's nothing you can do, put your hand up and say, you're not fair enough. But if you look to chase after him, like Yashasvi Jaiswal did in the evening session, and you give it away softly, it just leaves a sour taste in the mouth. Here's Archer. Nice, comfortable strides at the crease. This is good from Bumrah. Like I said, really hope that fall shot was the start of another long bout of concentration required from Bumrah. Brendan McCullum looks far too relaxed for my liking. He's got his feet up. He's chilling. Jadeja 24 of 69. Bumrah has done very well to last 5 deliveries of this Archer over. He just needs to last one more. And he does very well. 6 dots. Brilliantly done there by Jasprit Bumrah, despite that hairy moment, but it's back-to-back dot deliveries, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. India still requires 70. We really have made hard work of this test, haven't we, on and off? I mean, it should have been a comfortable chase. If if we could have replayed that last session yesterday, I mean, there are so many things you would want to do differently. It looked positive. We played like on the front foot. KL Rahul was the most aggressive that I've remember in recent memory. It was just looking far too easy, despite us losing that early wicket of Jaiswal. Once Karun Nair got out, I mean, it just felt that that's 2 wickets too many at the end of the session. And then we go on and lose 2 more, Gill being one of them. I mean, law of averages is real, guys. I mean, Shubman Gill went from 430 runs in the previous test to, I know he got 6 in this one. Did he get double digits in the first innings? Maybe, but it was low scoring basically. Barely accumulated 30 runs. So Arnav says, hope the next test is ours. Well, it seems that we're already writing this one off. Don't blame you because it's a slow Yorker there from Wokes. Jasprit Bumrah has gotten one lifeline. But Ben Stokes really did bowl his heart out in the first session. 10 overs on the bounce. Just held up his end, bowled with real venom and intensity.